Hey there, everybody. My name is Jason Sketch, and I'm super excited to bring you guys some more Marvel Champions content. Today, we're going to be exploring the Winter Soldier Hero Pack. I'm super stoked and excited to have this character. I cannot believe that he's actually arrived and he's actually here, and I hope that you guys are just as excited as I am to be able to experience this new hero. I'm going to open the pack up and pull the cards out, and we will jump on in. I'll see you guys down there. Alright guys, we've made it down to the table. Let's pull out the cards and check them out. I've not had a chance to sleeve them yet, so bear with me on this. We're just going to look at them raw, and we'll go from there. First and foremost, we have Bucky Barnes. It is his alter ego side, 3 recovery, shield, and soldier traded. Cybernetically enhanced. Action. Spend 1 resource of any type. Search your deck and discard pile for cybernetic arm and put it into play. Then shuffle. The wonderful subtext is not bad for a 90-year-old veteran. And I flip him back up to Winter Soldier. He's a 2/2/2 stat line, which is fantastic. He's shield and soldier traded. Lethal Protector is his action. As a response, after you attack and defeat an enemy, remove 2 threat from a scheme. And that's any scheme in play, so that's pretty awesome. He's got 2 health points, hand size of 5, hand size of 6 on the other side. And the Red Room trained me to do terrible things. I use these skills to safeguard others now. What a cool little subtext there. Let's take a closer look at the card here. Just a little bit closer look. And it's pretty awesome. Winter Soldier is pretty great. I'm excited. 2/2/2 stat line is a great way to start. That is one of the things I'm looking forward to, is somebody that's just pretty consistent on everything that I need him to be. Having him break up those stat lines makes it a little rough, but being a pretty consistent character and almost anything I need him to be consistent in, he's going to be great at. So now we saw that on his alter ego side, we talked about his cybernetic arm. We've got that cybernetic arm here, and it is a resource. Item tech. It functions as a resource. It costs 1. It is an upgrade. And resource, exhaust cybernetic arm. Generate 1 wild resource for an attack event. That event deals 1 additional damage. So that's pretty neat. He's going to be able to do attack events and do some extra damage along the way while he's doing that. That's something to remember. I think that second part of the text is going to be the hardest part for me to remember, which is the fact that you get 1 additional damage. There is a fancy text at the bottom there. It says, Bucky was a skilled fighter before the arm. With it, he's downright scary. That's pretty cool. It is a fist resource. I do like the coloration of the cards as well. Just getting a nice blue, red, and that black kind of tilting in there. I think that's a beautifully designed card, and I'm super excited to see more of them. It's very appealing to look at on the table. Next, we have Black Widow. Black Widow. We'll just pull it up here and try to make sure we're not getting too much out of the way there. Hopefully y'all can see that pretty good. She's a 2/2 ally with costing of 3. She's unique. Natasha Romanoff. She's a shield and spy traded. Response. After you play Black Widow from your hand, return an attack event from your discard pile to your hand. That's pretty cool, especially if you're trying to cycle some attack events through over and over. That's a neat background they've got there with that Black Widow timer on her card. And the way she's just firing, I think, is a really beautifully designed card. I really like that a lot. I think they did a clever job with that. Being able to cycle attack events in is going to be interesting. Allies are just a hard thing. I know I do a whole podcast about allies, but making sure that I'm actually playing allies while I play a game is just different. Sometimes these specific allies to the hero specific allies, I don't know how often I actually play them. I guess it just depends on the hero. This one, I think it's going to be a unique case-by-case basis. At the same time, she is a 2/2 stat line for 3 costs. That's not a bad deal. And getting an attack event back into your hand is actually nice. So it's just going to be that firm balance of when and where do I play this card. Speaking of attack events, this is an attack and defense card. We have 2 copies of this arm block. We're going to go ahead and put the first one there. The other one is right here for us to read and look at. The attack defense. When the enemy attacks and deal 3 damage to it. If you exhausted cybernetic arm and put it, this event prevents all damage from the attack event. Oh, that's cool. So, Arm block's pretty great because it's going to prevent a lot of damage along the way, especially if you're using this cybernetic arm to make that happen. That's a really neat key feature for him along the way. I think it makes him a little more unique. He's got a way to be able to block some of that damage and take some of it head on. If you guys are hearing the thunder in the background, I've got a storm coming through, so bear with me on that. Next, we have 3 copies of Metal Punch. This is your swinging web kick of his deck here. It's an attack event. It deals 7 damage to an enemy that is exhausted. And if you are exhausted, the cybernetic arm to play this event, this attack gains overkill. So he's basically swinging for 8 if you're using cybernetic arm, plus he's getting overkill with this attack. That's actually pretty good. That's really good. It's not as strong as Silk Kick, but it's a different effect. So I like it overall. I think it's going to do well in what we need it to do. So we'll just put that there for now. 7 damage. It's an attack event. He's taking out an enemy, plus doing overkill damage. It's really going to be key in this deck to really know how we're using cybernetic arm. I'm already seeing that when and where this card is going to get to use its resource. Next, we're using Electrical Discharge. So we get 2 copies of that. And it says, deal 4 damage to an enemy. You paid for this event using a Lightning resource, stun that enemy. So it is a 2-costed event that does 4 damage, and it stuns an enemy. Pretty good little card. Not the fanciest in the world, but it is one that I can see myself using quite a bit, especially with a non-steady or stalwart villain. Just stunning them to keep them from attacking me so I can focus on some other things is pretty great. With the vulnerable keyword that's out there for a lot of different heroes as well, or villain or minions out there right now, this is going to clear out a lot of those different minions. It is a stun that enemy type situation. So even if it's like, cool, I'm going to attack a Sentinel, I'm going to lock it down and stun it. That's actually not a bad card. That's actually a really fun card. I'm excited to see that one come into play and see how I'm going to end up using that. Next, we have Safe House 30. It is a location shield card. Alter Ego action. Exhaust Safe House number 30. Search the encounter deck for a minion and put it into play engaged with you. Shuffle. Then draw 1 card. The subtext on this one, oh, I missed it on the Electrical Shock one as well. I'll have to go back to that. But the one on this one is, flavor text. Excuse me, subtext. I don't know where that's coming from. Flavor text. You'll never guess who moved next door. Bucky Barnes. That's a neat card. I think it'd be one that you're going to use when you're coming back up from Alter Ego, not one when you're going down to Alter Ego. But to be able to get a minion out there for you to clear it out so you can clear more threat is actually super awesome. Let's look at the flavor text of the Electrical Discharge. While I have it here, it is a Black Widow flavored text, and it says, they'd be just as shocked if you showed them your high school photo. Oh my goodness. Haha, Natasha Romanoff. You so funny. Alright. Next, we have 2 copies of Silent Infiltration. We're going to put one of those copies there. It is a preparation card. It is 2-costed and it's an upgrade. After you attack an enemy, attack and defeat an enemy, you then might attack and defeat, discard this card, ready your hero, and confuse an enemy. That's pretty cool. I like the idea of the silent infiltration. You're sneaking by, you're gassing somebody out, knocking them out, and it confuses them because their teammate disappeared. I think the flavor behind this card is super cool. I'm excited to see it come into play, and it's a preparation card, so it just sits there until you need it. That is pretty awesome. They'll never know what hit them. Winter Soldier. That's pretty cool. Actually, I'm excited to play that card. Not that I wasn't excited to play it before, but the more I think about it, the more I'm like, actually, that's really neat. Just even the flavor text behind it is pretty great. It feels good. It's something I can see myself using in Batrox. Fancy scenario. The second scenario of the new box. I think it feels thematic to that event, which is pretty awesome. Next, we have his Winter Armor. It is a 2-costed upgrade that gives him plus 3 hit points, and you gain steady. That's pretty wild. I think that is pretty cool. The arm may be bulletproof, but the rest of me is still flesh and blood, Winter Soldier. That is neat, though. The fact that he gains steady after that, that is super cool. I am excited about that. We're going to do this and this over here. I think steady is going to be more useful than we're going to really let on. And I'm going to have to remember that he's steady. So, that's great. I can't wait to try him. Next, we have Winter Mask. It is a 1-cost upgrade. Item tech. And so it is another item tech. I think we had one other item tech earlier. Or this is my first item tech. Oh, yep. Cybernetic Arm. Both of these items can be played by Fitz and Simmons for basically free. Fitz can help you find it. Simmons helps you pay for it for free. Actually, it's not a bad deal. Gains you the spy trait. After you attack and defeat an enemy, exhaust Winter Mask and draw 1 card. Which is actually pretty cool because there's a lot of different spy cards out there that you can play that are used more for, I think, Black Widow and Spider-Woman. Both use spy have the spy trait and they can use spy cards. This will give you a chance to use a lot of those spy cards that came in both Black Widow's, Spider-Woman's, and Gambit's set there. So that is interesting. I don't know how much I'll play around with that spy trait, but I'm excited to see what it does. Fact, though, that after you attack and defeat an enemy, exhaust this card, you draw a card. So you're doing essentially just backing up what you're already wanting to do, which is defeating enemies to get to thwart removed, and now you're just getting a benefit to draw a card. He is definitely about minion clearing, about enemy clearing on the table. So this one I think is the card I'm most excited about. It is his Winter Rifle. It's a 3-cost upgrade. It's restricted, but it's a weapon. When Winter Soldier makes a basic attack, exhaust Winter Rifle. Winter Soldier gets +2 for this attack and gains piercing and range. Which is great. If you're playing like Protection or you're playing Justice and you have this card out on the table, you're getting to do 4 damage for that. It's so good. Plus it's piercing and range, so you're clearing off toughness off of villains. I'm excited. This is the card that I'm most excited to use. I like weapon upgrades, though. I think they can be enjoyable in the long term. And make it more exciting to see what's going on, especially if you got this card and you're getting steady. You're going to be able to use this card quite a bit. I think it's pretty clever. Then you clear to exhaust the things to get your steady back in place. It's a good. This is a good build. I'm excited to see him come into action. Excited to see him get used. I think just looking at his set right now, and I haven't gone through his other parts of his kit yet. The cards I'm going to use quite a bit are Cybernetic Arm, probably Arm Block because I like Change of Fortune quite a bit, but even then, just getting to defend for 1 cost is pretty awesome, and I can prevent all damage from an attack, especially if I know a big attack's coming just with my Cybernetic Arm. That's pretty great. Of course, we're going to use our Metal Punch. I do like the idea of electrical discharge, though I don't know if I'll use it very often. I think it'll be a as needed basis card. Silence Infiltration, I want to try it out to see how well it works. But this card and this card for sure are going to end up on the table quite a bit. The mask is nice, but I don't think it's going to be necessary. I think it's just a nice little benefit. But if I have to put priorities on the things, it's going to be these 2 cards right here. He's got a cool kit. I think he's going to fit into my playstyle, where it's just, let's hit him hard, hit him fast. So I'm hoping to see how that all works out. But we got a few more cards that I want to check out that are new. So let's jump right into it. We're jumping right into the aggression cards now. First, we have a new Captain America Steve Rogers. It is nice to have another Captain America to be able to play on the table, and it's an aggression card. Shield and Soldier traded, so not the Avengers trait, but he gains toughness. After Captain America enters play, ready a shield character. On your feet, Soldier. It's his wonderful flavor text there. That is pretty cool. He's a 2/2 ally with 3 health, and the fact that you're going to be able to get a chance to ready Bucky when he comes into play, which is kind of nice. And he's got toughness, so at least he's going to be able to block 1 big hit for you. Especially in an aggression build where you're really just trying to survive and finish off the villain pretty quickly. It's not a bad deal. The 4 cost is what gets me. But you can use Power of Aggression to get him into play. There's also the 3 regular wonderful Genius Strength and Energy that you can play. So that is available to you. We'll just have to see what happens if I end up using him in the long game or not. But very interesting. Deathlock. I was excited to see Deathlock come into play. He's a very interesting character. We've got Deathlock, and he's a character that I didn't expect to see in the game, but here we are. After Deathlock enters play, search your deck and discard pile for a copy of Shield Sidearm and attach it to him, then shuffle. His subtext, flavor text, is my body is infused with high-tech, mind-controlled weaponry. That's pretty cool. Let's see if we can find that Shield Sidearm and put that out for us to check out before we look at the next card. I don't know why they've separated it from him, but here we are. So we have 3 copies of the Shield Sidearm. It says attach to a shield character, limit one per character. Uses 3 ammo counters. Interrupt. When attached character makes a basic attack, exhausts shield sidearm, and remove 1 ammo counter from it. Deal 1 damage to an enemy. That's pretty cool. Getting 3 copies of this awesome card. I'm ending up putting it underneath another 3 copies of a card. That is great. Makes a basic attack, exhaust shield sidearm. And this can also be attached to Bucky. It just says attached to a shield character, not a shield ally. A shield character. So, Bucky gets a chance to have this attached to him as well. But you can at least do 1 damage to an enemy. He can kind of do ping damage somewhere. It's got its ups and downs. I think it's nice. I think it's going to add extra damage along the way. It's pretty great. What's going to make it nice is it's a cheap card for the following wonderful card that's showing up next, which is Firepower. And I'm pretty interested to see how this one goes out because, again, I like using weapon cards. So Firepower feels like a card that I will get to use. Firepower. Attack. Weapon action. Hero action. Exhaust your up to 3 weapon upgrades you control. For each weapon exhausted this way, choose an enemy and deal 3 damage to it. This attack gains range. You're doing up to 9 damage. 9 damage. That is wild. And it gains range, so it ignores piercing damage. Ignores retaliate. So you have a couple of these shield sidearms out. You've got his Winter's Rifle out. And maybe like the Bambino, which we'll see later on. And you exhaust all 3 of those, you're doing 9 damage for a 1-cost card. Why aren't you using Firepower? That's what I want to know. Guess I'll find out as I play the game. Then we get 3 more copies of 1x1. I love the art on this card. I think it's great that we got Devil Dinosaur and Moon Girl on another card, even though they're not actually heroes yet. I hope we see them in a hero pack at some point. I think it'd be pretty great. 1x1, deal 2 damage to an enemy. If the attack defeats that enemy, deal 2 damage to an enemy. So, you get to do essentially 4 damage for a cost of 1, spreading that damage around. It's a neat card. I haven't used it I haven't used it much yet, but it doesn't mean that I won't be using it in the future. I think it is a good card for Miss Marvel. I just haven't had a chance to use her Miss Marvel yet. So. Next, we've got 3 copies of Spoiling for Fights, and this is nice because it is essentially just another minion calling card, but you discard cards from the top of the deck until you counter a minion, put that minion into play, engage with you, and ready your hero. Just the fact that you can ready off of this, especially if you're building like a weapon build like this, I like it. Getting a ready is never a bad thing, especially if you're looking to flip down to heal, or you're looking to get an extra thwart out, or you're looking just to clear another minion to be able to get more stuff happening. I think there's lots of cool features for Spoiling for a Fight. I'm definitely going to play with that card a little bit just to see how well it fits for me. Next, we have 3 more preparation cards. I'm so excited we get more preparations. It is called Aggressive Stance. So, let's pull that card out so you can get a chance to look at it a little bit closer. But it's a preparation card, max 1 per player. After you engage a minion, discard this card. Search your deck for an attack event and add it to your hand. Just another way to cycle in attack events for him. I think that is going to be a very fun card to have available for you. I don't think that it is a card that we want more than 1 or 2 copies of in the deck. And you want to be able to use it at the right time. Now, I mentioned earlier we got the Bambino. There's only 1 copy of Bambino attached to a shield character. While attached to an identity, this card gains restricted. Interesting. Why did they just put the restricted keyword on it originally then? Oh, you attach it to a shield character while attached to an identity. This card gains restricted. But I could attach it to Captain America, or I could attach it to Deathlock, because they both have the shield trait on them. I can attach it to Black Widow. And it doesn't have that restricted keyword, and I can still use it for when I want to exhaust her firepower. That's cool. When an attached character makes a basic attack, remove 1 ammo counter from here. The attack deals 3 additional damage and gains overkill. That's great. And it's a heavily high-cost card, so you want to make sure you're putting it down on the right shield character. But, I mean, if you're going to put it on Captain America and he's attacking for 2, or Black Widow and she's attacking for 2, you're getting 5 damage out of it in total. But it is expensive to get 6 resources or 7 resources to get this onto the table. Just for that purpose. That is interesting. But if I have to carry it, it becomes restricted. That is an interesting card. I want the Bambino to work. I want it to work well. We'll just see how it plays out. But it's cool that I'm getting opportunities to attach. Both these cards give me opportunities to attach weapons to allies. Which there may be some weapons in the game already that are attaching to allies. I am not sure yet. I need to look a little closer at that before I do firepower. Alright, we've got Man on the Wall. And again, that is only a 1-cost card. It is a title. Play only if your character has the soldier trait. Exhaust Man on the Wall. Reduce the cost of the next card you play this phase by 1 for each minion engaged with you. Cool. It leans towards a Minion Slayer build. I am not sure yet if I'm like, yes, this is a card for me. But I can see it at least sitting in a nice aggression build. It's not going to hurt anything. Alright, we're getting down to the basic cards now. Of course, we get another copy of Nick Fury Sr. I'm happy to have Nick Fury Sr. in the game, so to me it doesn't bother me at all. Then we have a new event, Super Soldiers. It is a team-up event. You need Captain America and Winter Soldier. Deals 6 damage to an enemy. Give Captain America and Winter Soldier a tough status card. That is actually super cool. The art's pretty neat. I think that's pretty great. What I'm curious about is if I'm playing with Falcon and he's got the new Captain America title on him, will this kick off with him, or does it have to be the specific Captain America, Steve Rogers? It's a question worth asking, I think. It's cool. He's also got another team-up card. We've got a Black Widow team-up card here. It is called Winter Widow Soldier Spy. Team up Black Widow and Winter Soldier, max 1 per deck. Put a preparation upgrade from your discard pile into play. Deal 4 damage to the enemy. That's pretty great. We already got her as a key character in here. It is a 2-cost team up, which is actually really good costed. Giving you a chance to do 4 damage and put a preparation card back into play. So if I use Silent Infiltration, I can get that back into play. Or even Aggressive Stance. It's a card I don't see myself using super often, but I think if somebody was playing Black Widow, I would definitely toss it into my deck, because why not? And of course, we've got the wonderful Energy, Genius, and Strength cards, which are pretty exciting. So, those are basics. You need those all the time. We're going to clear things off to look at the bad guys here soon. So I will go ahead and clear those cards off to the side for now. And we're going to go ahead and we've got 2 copies of that Super Soldier and Widow, Winter Widow Soldier Spy. I've got 3 copies. I'm going to put that to the side as well. Of a new upgrade, which is kind of weird that's in the back of Winter Soldier, but I think it fits. Shield Deputy. Play it only if your identity has a shield trait attached to a friendly character. Attached character gets +1 points, hit points, and gains the shield trait. I'm curious, comboing this with Bambino and Shield Sidearm opens up more doors for you to do that with some other Shield characters. That is pretty cool. Last but not least, we've got one new ally here that has not been talked about yet. I'm going to put up with the other allies. We've got White Widow. 4-costed ally, unique. Yelena Belova, of course, Black Widow's sister. 2 thwart, 1 attack, 3 hit points. Shield and Spy. Response, after you resolve the ability as a preparation card you control, heal damage from White Widow equal to the card's printed resource cost. Surprise! I like it. I think that is neat that after you use a preparation, her thing lets her heal. That's going to be a good card for playing protection. I definitely want to try out White Widow. I don't know if it's going to work well in Winter Soldier, but in a preparation build, it should be pretty fire. Especially in like Black Widow, who's using a lot of preparations. I think should be a great fit for that. And we all kind of knew that Winter Soldier was going to play into that pretty stinking well to make those connections there and connect back to the original Black Widow build. So I like it. I think this is a pretty cool hero cards. I'm going to cut here for a second. I'm going to clear all of this off, and then I'm going to put out the villain cards. So the Obligation and his Nemesis set, and then talk about the new Thunderbolt as well. Just give me a few minutes to clean up. All right, and we're back. So we're going to talk about his Nemesis kit here, and of course his Obligation card. So we've got the Red Room programming as his Obligation. Give the Bucky Barnes player. You may flip to alter ego form. Choose. Exhaust Bucky Barnes. Remove this card from the game. Discard the highest printed cost card from your hand and take indirect damage equal to that card. Discard this Obligation. Wow. So the exhausting definitely sounds like a better option. But I can see myself doing the other side of it to take the damage and just keep moving forward. What an Obligation. I do like... Let's talk about that for a second, because that is such a good piece of artwork right there. I mean, who doesn't love that? It's Winter Soldier and Black Widow training together. I think it's a great piece of art. In the Red Room itself. It's lovely. I want to know what comic that is from. Alright, our Nemesis kit starts off with Crossbones. Great. He's 5 health, so that's just annoying already. 2 scheme and 2 attack. And he's got Quick Strike. Oh, wonderful. What a pain in my butt. After Crossbones attacks and defeats an ally, plays 2 threat on the main scheme. So he's just doing the opposite of what Winter Soldier's trying to do. Just doing it with allies and not minions. Interesting. You have Hydra Squad. Oh, Hydra Squad. Crossbows commands his own team of hand-picked Hydra Goons. Each Hydra minion gets +1 attack and +2 hit points. Well, that's not annoying. The player who defeats this scheme searches the encounter deck and discard pile for Hydra minion and reveals it. Great. It's 3 per player. That's not terrible. That's not terrible. That's an interesting side scheme. He also has a tech weapon upgrade, because obviously Crossbones has got to have weapons too. Attach to Crossbones, otherwise attached to the villain. After you attach high-tech armament to an enemy, the enemy activates against you. Exhaust this card. Exhaust a character you control. Discard this card. +1 attack. I don't know. Just basically he's going to attack me right when he gets attached, so it's just an annoying card. Not terrible, just really annoying. You got some Hydra mercenaries that are pretty. I think they've been around for a while. They just got the coloring of crossbones there, but 0 scheme, 1 attack, guard. While the minions engage with you, you cannot attack this villain. Attack the villain. So it's just another annoyance, but it's there to stay. They would get +1 attack, so they'd be swinging for 2, and they'd survive for 5. So you want to take this out before you attack them. Oh gosh, yeah, you want to take this out for crossbones attacks. That's interesting because that's definitely puts them at 7 health points. Wild. Let's check out the Thunderbolt. We've got old Blizzard coming into play. Looks like Iceman. He's a bad guy. So he's Elite Thunderbolt, 16 health points. Villainous and Victory 1. Force response. After Blizzard attacks a character, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Encased in Ice and attach it to that character. Shuffle. Otherwise, stun the attacked character. He's going to have 2 copies of Encased in Ice. Attach your identity. Attached character cannot attack enemies other than this card. Oh, okay. Any player can attack this card as if it were a minion. If there is 3 or more damage here, remove all but 3 damage here to attached character and discard this card. That's an annoying card. I'm excited to face it though. Thunderbolts is a fun scenario. That should make things a little more interesting in the Thunderbolt scenario. Alright. His side scheme, of course he gets 1, is Slippery Conditions. Force response. After an ally enters play, exhaust it. And it makes you draw an extra encounter card. Or the first player draw an extra encounter card. Annoying. But, satisfying. And finally he ends with Whiteout. When revealed, find Blizzard and reveal him. If he is already in play, he engages you. Blizzard activates against you. If no enemy activates this way, this card gains Surge Boost. You are stunned. If you are already stunned, take 1 damage. Basic card that they're using to pull in Blizzard. The Thunderbolt scenario makes you pull out a lot of different minions that are a part of the scenario. And it's neat that they each have their own card to draw them in and kind of makes them come into play. So there's almost like 3 chances in your encounter deck to find them if you're not using them in the Thunderbolt scenario, or just forces them to be able to attack you in the Thunderbolt scenario. So overall, I'm excited about this hero kit. I've been excited about Bucky Barnes since the announcement. I'm excited to see how this plays. I want to try a lot of the new cards that come in this kit. I think he's got some very interesting cards. I'm excited to see some new weapons come into play. I'm excited to see Bucky Barnes come in and do some cool stuff. I'm excited to just see Bucky in the game. I think he was a missing piece, and I think the way they've built him is satisfying. So I can't wait to try him out. We'll see how it all goes. Keep an eye on the channel. And as always, my name is Jason Sketch. I'd love to hear your opinions. Let me know in the comments down below. And next time. Next time I'll be deadly serious next time. Peace.